President was very concerned, or is very, very concerned, about some of the goings-on in the foreign exchange market.
Upscaling the Naira to measure up in value as foreign exchange market booms.
We redouble our efforts to ensure they do not find their way into the country. It is a threat to the safety of the border communities and national security.
Nigeria Customs improves surveillance of contraband, confiscates concealed live ammunition in border.
This is part of Nigeria, and this problem has to be solved.
Jigawa and Gombe share fate as downpour causes havoc, leaving residents at crossroads. Hello and welcome to the Network News on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. Michael Olaleye joins me from Lagos. This broadcast is also being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. Do remember to follow all our social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. The Central Bank of Nigeria is planning new measures to check the deteriorating value of the Naira in the foreign exchange market. These measures follow the meeting between President Bola Tinubu and the acting CBN Governor Fola Shonubi at the State House. The acting governor of the Apex Bank revealed that the president is concerned about the current realities in the foreign exchange market and activities in the parallel market.
And Mr. President was very concerned, or is very, very concerned, about some of the goings-on in the foreign exchange market. And one of the things we discussed were what could be done to stabilize and what could be done to improve the liquidity in the market and also the goings-on in the various other markets, including the parallel market. He is concerned about its impact on the average person, since unfortunately a lot of activities that we do which are purely local are still referenced to exchange rates in the parallel market. We've discussed and I've shared with him what we're doing to improve supply. If you look at the official market, you find that that market has been fairly stable and the spreads or the difference have not fluctuated as much. We do not believe that the changes going on in the parallel market are driven by pure economic demand and supply, but are topped by speculative demand from people. Some of the plans and strategies which I'm not at liberty to share with you mean sooner rather than later the speculators should be careful, because we believe the things we're doing, when they come to fruition, may result in significant losses to them. But my presence here is more about the concerns the president has and his need to know that we are doing something about it, assurances of which I have given him totally. So I hope this helps. We're looking at it and we're doing things which will significantly impact the market in a few days' time, and we will all see it. The intention is to ensure the environment operates at a level that's more efficient, but also that is also very reasonable and does not have a negative impact, to the best that we can, on the lives of the average person.
Still on markets, traders and merchants in West Africa have decried the impact of sanctions on Niger and how it is affecting movement of goods and services in the Sahel region, with Nigeria alone said to be losing more than 10 billion naira weekly due to the sanctions. Details with Musa Aliu.
It has been estimated that Nigeria is losing about 13 billion naira worth of business and trade as a result of sanctions imposed on Niger Republic. 7 states of Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, Sokoto, Jigawa, Yobe and Borno share border and are involved in daily trade and business with Niger worth billions of naira. Chairman Arewa Economic Forum Ibrahim Yahaya Dan Dakata in a press conference says trade between Niger and Nigeria is mostly informal, especially in perishable goods, food items and livestock worth 177 billion naira.
As at last year, I think the formal trade recorded between Nigeria and Niger is about 171 billion. But one thing, just like Nigeria, Niger has a large part of its trade informal, not formalized, so it's not captured. And that estimate of the informal trade is more than 515 billion naira. And this informal trade is mostly in perishable commodities.
All these businesses have been suspended as the border closed and movement of goods and services restricted. The Arewa Economic Forum therefore says the economic consequences of the closure is becoming unbearable for traders, with negative impacts on the social well-being of the people. The forum says since the closure of the border, about 2,000 containers laden with perishable and non-perishable goods have been trapped and cannot be cleared due to the closure.
I'm appealing for the federal government and the national security advisor to intervene for the other alternative that we're looking for the solution. Things are going worse for us now, more especially with the people of the entirely north. We're talking about north in general. We don't have any access to cross our consignment for now.
To this end, the Arewa Economic Forum is appealing to the federal government to consider the reopening of Ilo border, which shares boundary with Benin Republic through Kebbi State. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service Ogun Area 1 Command has intercepted and confiscated 1,245 rounds of live ammunition concealed in bags of foreign rice. The controller, Ogun 1 Area Command of Customs, Bamidele Makinde, while briefing journalists on the seizure, said the live cartridges were seized at a border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic. Hakim Jimo's report is presented.
Acting on the marching order issued by the Acting Controller General, Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, during his recent visit to Ogun State to collaborate with security agencies in neighboring countries to minimize trans-border crime and criminality, men and officers of the Ogun Area 1 Command of the service intensified patrol around the border communities. The move is now paying off with the interception of 1,245 live cartridges concealed in 250 kilograms bags of foreign rice valued at 17,638,145 naira.
About 1,245 rounds of 70mm 2¾ ammunition of Lion Trust, Supreme and Red Star branded cartridges were found to have been ingeniously concealed in 20 bags of the intercepted foreign rice. While considering the potential danger of the ammunition of such magnitude, if successfully smuggled in, we redouble our efforts to ensure they do not find their way into the country.
Noted that the drivers of the 5 vehicles used to convey the contraband and prohibited goods are on the run, said that investigations are ongoing to unravel the suspects behind the crime. He attributed the feat to interagency synergy and intelligence sharing among the various security agencies around the Diroko border area.
Niger's military leader has vowed to prosecute President Mohamed Bazoum for alleged treason and also criticized West African leaders for imposing sanctions against the country. Details with Bola.
The spokesperson to the junta, Amado Abdurrahmani, says the military leaders will prosecute Bazoum for undermining the internal and external security of Niger. The West African bloc ECOWAS last week approved the deployment of a standby force to restore constitutional order in Niger as soon as possible, but claimed that it remains committed to finding a diplomatic solution to the crisis.
Tout état de cause, le gouvernement nigérien a réuni.
The government of Niger has to date gathered the necessary evidence to prosecute before the national and international authorities the ousted president, his local and international accomplices before undermining local and international security of Niger.
Meanwhile, Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights has urged those who detained President Mohamed Bazoum to respect and protect the human rights of those detained. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk said UN felt concerned after learning about the poor living conditions of those detained in Niger, including the president and his family.
I am concerned about the rapidly deteriorating conditions in which President Mohamed Bazoum, his wife and his son have been arbitrarily detained in violation of international human rights law. I have received reports that electricity has been cut and they have no access to clean drinking water amid hot temperatures in Niger.
The coup, the third of its kind in the West African country in 3 years, has drawn condemnation from many African countries and others outside the continent, which view the unconstitutional change of power as a threat to stability and development on the continent. Bola, Brooklyn, NTA News.
Still on the Niger situation, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has condemned attempts to bring charges of high treason against ousted President of the Republic of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum. In a statement, ECOWAS describes the move as another form of provocation, which contradicts the reported willingness of the military authorities in the Republic of Niger to restore constitutional order through peaceful means. The statement further notes that ousted President Bazoum remains the democratically elected president of the Republic of Niger, recognized by ECOWAS and the international community. The body therefore condemns his illegal detention and calls for his immediate release and reinstatement. Last Saturday, a delegation of religious leaders from Nigeria was in Last Saturday, a delegation of religious leaders was in Niger Republic to discuss with the military junta. And joining us via Zoom is the National Missioner of Ansaruddin Society from Lagos, Sheikh Abdurrahman Olariwaju Ahmed, who was part of the Nigerian delegation. Welcome to our studios, and do tell us, Sheikh, how would you describe your reception and the discussions?
We had like a state reception. The Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister, was at the airport to receive us. Then all of the ulama, that is Islamic scholars in Niger, were at the airport to receive us. So the reception was very, very warm, and it was a very rousing welcome.
Despite this warm reception, however, we hear the military prosecution of the ousted president with charges of treason. So what is your take on this? Does it mean that, they are not willing to partake of peaceful means?
That was not part of what we discussed with them. We discussed a wide-ranging issue, but including even amnesty or whatever it is for the ousted president. And there was a promise to us that they will look into it. They denied that they were not maltreating or keeping in inhuman or bad condition the president and members of his family, rather that they were providing everything. They were only doing what they call protective custody. First, let me tell you that the head of state, the new head of state in Niger, and his ministers tendered the apology for the way they received the former head of state, General Absalam Abubakar, and they said it was a mistake on their part, and they asked us to, on their behalf, apologize to the government and people of Nigeria and to ECOWAS. They also said that they were willing to, for a diplomatic solution to these imbroglio between the Niger and the ECOWAS. They promised to get in contact, to get in touch with the leaders of ECOWAS and, you know, to further attempts to ensure a peaceful resolution. The news that, you know, they were bringing charges against the ousted president is news, and well, news to us, and it is not expected, and we hope that we'll still keep contact with them to allow the peaceful atmosphere that will lead to a diplomatic resolution of the conflict, you know, to come to fruition.
President and his family. And finally, what are a few of the mediation and recommendations you made? And we'd like to know if they accepted some of these recommendations and how soon we can start to see them implementing.
First recommendation is for them to tone down the rhetorics and embrace a peaceful resolution, which they agreed. The second is for them to reach out to the leaders of ECOWAS, which they agreed. We didn't even ask them to apologize for the way they treated the former head of state, and they did apologize. They sent out to the government and people of Nigeria and the leaders of ECOWAS for that. They said it was because the ECOWAS did not hear their own side of the story, and they felt they were not going to get justice. And of course, we asked them how soon they will return the country to constitutional rule. And they said they cannot give us definite time, but that they are not there to stay. And they said it is part of the demonstration of their unwillingness to stay that they have appointed a civilian prime minister, and the people are happy with that. And the promise we got was that they will return Niger to civil rule as soon as possible, but without a timeline. Of course, you know, it is only when they enter into proper negotiation with ECOWAS that perhaps a timetable or a return to civil rule could be agreed upon. And we saw a willingness on their part to negotiate and find a peaceful way out of these. And there were other things that we recommended and we agreed. But because we have not given a formal report to the president, we cannot discuss this, you know, with the public yet.
Knowing this after the briefing with the president. Thank you very much. I've been speaking with the National Missioner of Ansaruddin Society, Sheikh Abdurrahman Olariwaju Ahmed, who joined us live from our Lagos studios, not via Zoom, like I earlier announced. Thank you for joining us, sir. And still to come, Nigeria Armed Forces upscaling joint security operations to stem criminality across the nation. Details after the break. We're talking road rehabilitation now. A large section of the federal road at Masaya village in Jigawa State has collapsed following a heavy downpour over the weekend. The road, which is a major highway which links Kano and the northeastern part of the country, records high vehicular movement daily. However, at the time of compiling this report, the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, already mobilized machines, equipment and workers to the site for emergency work to avoid further damage and allow free movement of vehicles plying the road.
Because the water comes with heavy velocity and the opening is not enough to accommodate the water to the other side. So the water meandered, as you can see, it meandered from that side and cut off this side of the road. It's cut off this side of the road, so the road was cut off as at yesterday morning. We were here early in the morning and there was heavy traffic, so we had to do palliative work here to enable the cars to pass through.
Meanwhile, the impact of climate change as predicted by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has taken its toll on motorists plying the Gombe-Bauchi road as they have to take longer routes because of the major washout on the road. Emmanuel Akila reports that Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya, who visited the area, appealed to the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, attend to the lingering challenges being faced by motorists and commuters along that route.
Almost every week. Motorists and commuters lamenting the ordeals they suffer for the past 3 days since the Gombe-Bauchi road succumbed to the floodwater that cut off the road at Kalchanga village of Bauchi State. Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya visits the area to see the level of damage on the road that links most of the states in the northeast sub-region.
This road is like an artery. It's the one that connects blood and takes from the heart to the brain. And when the brain doesn't function, no part of the body functions. That is the importance of this road to us. That is why I'm here. This is no Gombe State, it's Bauchi State. But I believe the governor of Bauchi State was here. Don't be surprised if tomorrow you see the governor of Adama or Borno State coming here.
Remedial repairs is ongoing, but a lasting solution to prevent future occurrence is what Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya is suggesting.
I was at the Federal Ministry of Works 4 times on this issue, and it has not been solved. I just want to remind them that this is part of Nigeria, and this problem has to be solved.
And the federal government should take a serious action on this road.
I will not live here until they fix everything. Even if it is sleeping, I will be here with them.
Travelers going to Gombe from Bauchi now have to go through Darazo, the border town of Bauchi, Yobe and Kano states, to go to Gombe, Adamawa and parts of Borno and Taraba states, consuming over twice the quantity of fuel on the normal route. Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
From road to air, a Nigerian Air Force Mi-171 helicopter on an evacuation mission crashed this Monday, 14th August 2023, at about 1 p.m. near Chukuba village in Niger State. In a statement, NAV spokesperson Air Commodore Edward Gapquet explains the aircraft departed Zungeru Primary School en route Kaduna, but was later discovered to have crashed near Chukuba village in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The NAF says efforts are ongoing to rescue the crew and passengers on board the helicopter, while preliminary investigations have commenced to determine the probable cause of the crash. The Armed Forces of Nigeria is upscaling joint security operations to stem criminality across the country, which is the focus of Exercise Stranex, a joint course for the military, holding at the National Defense College, Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
The Nigerian Armed Forces are combating diverse internal security challenges in different parts of the country. These threats said to have been amplified by the nation's porous borders and proliferation of small and light weapons are sometimes complex and require a multifaceted approach to tackle.
This brought about the harmonization.
This course, which Services War College is tagged Exercise Stranex, is aimed at enhancing joint security operations in view of the dynamic and complex security environment.
Combating the challenges posed by contemporary security threats require realistic and effective joint operations. Exercise Stranex is designed to practice and develop participants' understanding and skills in the art of strategic decision-making during crisis management, using the elements of national power.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, charged security agencies to be proactive in the ongoing efforts to secure Nigeria's territorial integrity.
Jointness is way out. We need to train together, to work together, so that we can get results together. No single service or single parastatal can achieve success without the others. So what we are doing now is to bring our participants so that they come together with participants of National Defense College to work together, to develop systems that will work for us in case of crisis.
The joint exercise is to, among other things, promote synergy among the land, sea and air components of the Nigerian Armed Forces, particularly during internal military security operations. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Commissioner of Police, Plateau State, Julius Okoro Alawari, has ordered the unsealing of all 17 local government councils of the state following a recent leadership tussle. The Commissioner gave the directive after a meeting with executive members of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees in Jos, Ndeyang and Deabagyang reports.
17 local government council secretariats have been sealed since June this year, following a directive from the former Inspector General of Police towards containing alleged conflict arising from the suspension of local government chairmen and appointment of transition committee chairmen as a result of recommendation from the State House of Assembly to the Plateau State government. The decision, the police said, was in accordance with its constitutional responsibility of ensuring law and order. 2 months after, through the instrumentality of the court, the Commissioner of Police, Julius Okoro Alawari, has ordered the unsealing with a caveat.
Police is respecting that court order. Therefore, we are unsealing the local government councils in Plateau States, except the offices of the local government chairmen who are in courts.
The Plateau State President of Nolge, Mwatkin Arandon, says the unsealing of the secretariats will enable career civil servants carry out their statutory responsibilities.
Here is a great news and a breaking news from the police commissioner with his management, telling us that our council should be immediately unsealed.
He further notes that with this, workers will have unhindered access to the secretariats in Jos, Ndenyan and Deabagyang. NTA News.
Road accidents involving trailers loaded with persons and animals have reduced drastically in the Sokoto-Kebbi Zamfara zone due to the effective role of the Federal Road Safety Corps and the support personnel have been receiving from the state government. Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Dauda Alibiu made this known during a courtesy call on Governor Ahmed Aliu in Sokoto. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The Corps Marshal Dauda Alibiu said the visit is to appreciate the assistance and cooperation the command has been receiving from Sokoto State government over time and to interact with staff of the zonal command to know their challenges and motivate them for effective service delivery. The Corps Marshal disclosed that accidents involving trailers loaded with animals and people drastically reduced, as there was no report of such accidents in the last 5 months. He commended the state government and Senator Aliu Magatika Duamoko for the support to the Corps. He directed the commands in the zone to respond to any distress call on time.
Our work actually is to save lives, to be on the road, prevent road crashes and save life. So it's not a punitive activity.
Governor Ahmed Aliu described the visit as motivational to the staff of the FRSC commands in the region in their effort to checkmate the recklessness of some drivers.
My administration is committed and will remain committed to partner with any organization so that we can at least reposition the state.
At the palace, Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar charged the Corps Marshal to continue to work for the safety, security, and socio-economic development of the country. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And from Sokoto, we join Michael Olaleye in our Lagos studio with more reports. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Najatu.
Minister of Finance Incorporated Murphy says collaborations with the Nigerian Exchange Group and Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers will have more government entities enlisted on the exchange and foster transparency and accountability. Chief Executive Officer of Murphy, while sounding the closing gun on the floor of Nigerian Exchange Group Limited in Lagos, said the collaboration could grow the current value of the exchange from 18 trillion naira to 100 trillion naira. Amaka Owo reports.
That historic sound of the closing gong on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, this time by the leadership of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, signaling the end of the day's trading. It also signifies solid partnership between the Ministry of Finance Incorporated and the Nigerian Exchange Group, along with other capital market stakeholders. Murphy, a trusted custodian of Commonwealth, reinvented to actively manage national assets, has created Assets Register to effectively manage different assets of the federal government and investments to yield maximum benefits to revamp the economy.
We have a collective responsibility to provide visibility, and once that is done, which we've made significant progress already. Once that is done, we believe that those assets would represent a major source of attracting investment into the Nigerian economy.
For the Nigerian Exchange Group, the partnership with Murphy is a transformational opportunity, as they expect to see listings of more government-owned entities on the exchange.
So there are several verticals and several things that we can do, and of course I see all of that without forgetting the points that at a very granular level is back to the very vanilla subject of listings.
Earlier, the Murphy team visited the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers.
And we're excited that the institution has now been restructured to be market reflective, market friendly, and to ensure that the nation is able to generate returns from all of those assets.
Ministry of Finance Incorporated predates the nation's independence. It was established through an act of Parliament in 1959. It has over 52 companies portfolio, with the aspiration to provide more visibility to various assets of the federal government. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
Fear of flying flyover bridges among Lagos residents will soon end with the ongoing construction of truck barriers. Hengino John Adams reports that work on one lane of Ojuelegba Bridge is near completion, while installations on Domalong and Stadium bridges will soon commence.
Many lives have been lost and limbs cut off on this bridge from accidents mostly caused by articulated trucks. Abiodun Adewumi is a regular commuter on Ojuelegba Bridge. Stepping out for her daily activities which require plying the bridge comes with apprehension. But with the installation of this truck barrier, the story will surely be different.
When me and my children, when we are coming from shop, we want to drop from here. My children will be telling me, Mommy, don't stay here. We don't like it because all this trailer container, they follow. I'm so happy as they have done it now.
Just like her, other road users are excited about the development.
To make me to feel free to pass this place, because I even told my husband, I said, when he said I should drop at Ojuelegba, because I'm going somewhere, he said I should drop at Ojuelegba. I said, I fear this container so that it will not fall on me.
This project going on, I think, is a good idea.
Lagos State government says the decision is to protect lives and infrastructure.
If we have condemned the trucks or we have made them go under the bridges and not over the bridges, they should have seamless movement, and that we have done in the sense that we have managed the transport unions responsible that their members should not pick passengers on the road, thereby obstructing traffic. We have also expedited action with our agency, Plasma. We posted officers there to work 24 hours to ensure that violations are not committed, so that the trucks can have access.
Now, Abiodun and other road users can go about their activities without fear. In Lagos, Hinginu John Adams, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates, time for some messages, and when we return, the news continues with Niger in Abuja. Please stay.
If you just join us, this is the network news on NTA. President Bola Tinubu extends birthday greetings to former governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili, as he marks his 75th birthday. In a statement, the president joins the celebrant's family, friends, and well-wishers in celebrating a life defined by remarkable accomplishment and focus on human capacity development and political mentorship. The president prays for renewed strength and good health upon the celebrant, enabling him to continue serving humanity with passion in the years ahead. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has reaffirmed his obligation to transform the party into a viable institution which will ensure good governance and sustain the delivery of the dividends of democracy in Nigeria, assuring members of the forum of former deputy governors at the party's headquarters that there is no alternative to good and purposeful leadership by the current administration. Salihu Gwanara reports.
About 2 weeks now that he assumed office as the national chairman of APC, the former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has since been engaging with stakeholders as strategy to harness the demands of the people in order to facilitate purposeful leadership. On this occasion, the national chairman is wearing two caps, having been a former governor and deputy governor.
As a political party, we are interested what happens in governance, because governors and all officials, all elective and appointed, are our products.
What we are asking for is proper representation, cross-fertilization of ideas within the forum, within the deputy governors. There are expertise.
And has served in a similar visit to the leadership of the party. Patriotic members of All Progressives Congress have appealed to President Bola Tinubu to consider Kaduna State for more ministerial positions.
The primary elections framework for governorship in Kaduna State be considered by virtue of the immense contributions of the co-contestants as well as their popularity in the state.
So your request for him to nominate somebody who is capable, somebody who has the experience, somebody who can add value to the system, I think is a request that is highly commendable.
The group acknowledged President Tinubu's choice of leading a government of national competence. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
And from governance, we're talking business, and Musa Abubakar is our business presenter of the day. Or should I say night? Musa, what's the latest?
Well, it's not a good day for investors, but let's find out more. Coconut producers in Nigeria says the country coconut potentials can generate over $400 billion into the Nigerian economy if they are provided with innovative hybrid coconut seedlings. The producers say the country currently imports coconut rather than exporting it and blame the situation on poor attention given to the coconut production. Coconut is a cash crop that is grown in 22 of Nigeria's 36 states, and its production is limited to the southwestern part of the country, with Lagos State having the largest production area. Meanwhile, the coconut sector would experience a boost as Ghanaian government has secured a $200 million loan facility from the World Bank. The facility is expected to promote research and growth of the coconut sector and 3 other crops to increase their production and quality for export.
And we all know the potential of coconut, like if you go to other countries like Indonesia, especially mostly in the Southeastern Asian countries, Philippines, they've done a lot with coconut. And so for us, these are some of the opportunities, and if you ask me, low-hanging fruit, that if we partner with the Africa Coconut Group, we can really actualize our objective of raking in the 25.3 billion by 2029.
And it's one of the most potential crops. We're trying to use that to create jobs and alleviate poverty, and also because it's climate resilience, now climate change and other things, so that is able to withstand. And these are the more reasons that we are here. Capacity building, training, giving us of good seedlings, and also market exploration and other things. Things it's a one-stop shop. It's one thing that we are just trying to promote to make sure that we arrive at a good destination.
About the capital market, the equities market closed first weekday of trading on bearish note. A total of 259 million shares valued at 4.2 billion naira were traded in 5,899 deals compared with the previous NGX trading day. Today's data shows 47% decline in volume, 50% decline in turnover, but 2% improvement in deals. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is 35.4 trillion naira. And that's it. The news continues with Najatu after the break.
You made us proud, and even the world took notice. That's how Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu saluted members of the Super Falcons at the Villa when they returned from the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo completes the story.
It was in this room that the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, joined by wife of the Vice President Nana Kashim Shettima and Senate President's wife Ekaite Akpabio, rooted for the Super Falcons, savoring moments of joy and enduring what one may call moments of mental suffering with their darling Super Falcons as they put up a good fight against the Lionesses of England. Now, in keeping with her promise to personally welcome the team, the First Lady received members of the Super Falcons, led by the President of the Nigerian Football Federation and their captain, to the State House. The pain of their only defeat at the round of 16 was a long-forgotten memory at the reception, as the mother of the nation, joined by other soccer moms, appreciated the team for displaying true Nigerian spirit at the Soccer Mundial.
You have not only represented Nigeria on the global stage, but have also become role models for our youth, especially young girls who now see their aspirations mirrored in you. I salute you today and welcome you back home, and our goodwill and best wishes go to other players who have gone back to their base. You gave your all, and we stand with you and are so proud of you.
For her, victory is not only determined by the score sheet on the field of play, but more by the character and spirit on display.
Although the final result did not go your way, our way, the dedication and resilience you displayed on the pitch has filled even Mr. President, me and other Nigerians with immense respect and admiration.
Thanking the First Lady for her support and for honoring the team, NFF President Ibrahim Gusso said the Federation will focus on sports development and continue to present good teams for FIFA tournaments.
Personally, I saw a video of Your Excellency supporting the Falcons with so much passion during their win over Australia, as you watch on television. I want to assure you here that the players and officials will be paid all their entitlement as soon as we receive the World Cup money from FIFA.
You know, it feels like we are appreciated, everybody appreciates what we do. And I want to say a very big thank you to her. Even before we went for the competition, you know, she gave us a very great, you know, a farewell.
for her support, the First Lady and other soccer moms were presented with Super Falcons jerseys by the NFF. In the State House, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
On that heartwarming note, we conclude the news on NTA. Thanks for watching. I'm Najaa Atutijani.